Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today, let's find out what's been on the hook. Again, lots have been on the hook here. I have whips and new projects to start. I had a little startitis this week, I'm sorry to say. But, you know, if you don't ever start anything, you never finish anything. So I have to start some things to keep my creative juices flowing. I just really love to do that. So I've started a brand new project, and I'll show you that a little bit later in the show. I'll also have an update for diamond painting, and we're going to have a giveaway. And I'm just going to talk about this special project that I'm working on. As you saw from the thumbnail, this is my Hobie project, and I've accepted their challenge for the No Shades of Gray this year. And if you don't know, last Monday, the third Monday of January, is the day that's called Blue Monday. And the reason it's called Blue Monday is because the days are very, very short, and the holidays have just finished, and the weather is a little bit damp and cold, and you know, it's just not as much sunshine as there is, say, in July. So people think about blue things on Monday, and I've heard of Blue Monday. There's songs that have been written about Blue Monday. So I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about this challenge. This is the No Shades of Gray, and I've accepted the Hobie challenge, and they have said you can make anything you want. You have to use 4 colors, and those colors can't be gray. I would say black too. You probably can't do black, either one. But anyway, that is what I've accepted from Hobie, and they have graciously sent me some yarn, and I finally received the yarn. I'm excited to say I've started my project, and I know what I'm going to make. I'm going to make the Winter Stripes pattern sweater that I released last year, and it's perfect for this project because it has 3 colors and then a main color. So it has the 4 colors, and I went to my color wheel and I looked at the color wheel, and these colors came up. I found the colors on Hobie, and there are so many colors. There are 30 or 40 colors of this particular yarn. And what I used to make this was one of the yarns that they offered me, and I selected this one called Friends Wool. Friends Wool. It's 100% wool. It's very, very soft. It's very nice. And what is so special about this, besides that it's very nice yarn? I've been working with it now all week, and I really like it. But it has a color. This, for example, this is color 24. It's a beautiful kind of a goldenrod yellow, color 24. And there's also a whole line of mohair that matches it, and you can select this yarn and you can add this mohair to it. For example, look how beautiful that is. It's a perfect match, and all of the colors of the Friends Wool have a matching mohair, so you can combine the 2 yarns together. And this is a very, very thin. See how thin that is, but it's very hairy. I'll show you in a minute how it looks crocheted up. But this is one of the colors that I ordered. I'll show you the 4 colors first. This is color 109, and this is a kind of a chartreuse green, almost chartreuse, not really, but it's kind of an olive green, and this is the mohair that matches it. It's beautiful when it's made up, and I'll show you that as well. This is another contrasting color, and it's kind of a peachy color. Let me see what color this is. Number 4, color number 4. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that mohair. I really love the mohair. It's quite beautiful. The mohair is called Friends Kid Silk, and it's made from 72% mohair and 25% silk and 3% wool. It's a nice combination to make it beautifully soft. It's just really soft. And on each ball are 218 yards. So about half of that on one of these. So for every one of these, or every 2 of these, I ordered one of these, and it matches up pretty well as far as the length of the yarn for the garment. So because I had to order a little bit, a sweater quantity of this to make my project. And the last color I wanted to show you is this color number 70. This is beautiful. This is the grape color Friends Wool. There it is, and there's the mohair that matches it. Is that gorgeous or what? Look at the color there. Let me get them close to each other. See? The colors are exact. And I hope your monitor is catching these colors. They're so gorgeous together. Now, I'm making this with a K hook, so it's going fairly fast. I've already broken for the sleeves. So let me show you the yoke that I have already done. And this is, I believe this is the front right here. This is the front. And I actually tried it on, and I'll put a picture here or here of my trying it on, and I'm going to put that on Instagram as well. But what I've done here is I've made the neckline a little bit shorter so it's not, doesn't fall down on my shoulders as far, so it fits more like this. And then I've broken for the sleeves right here. So I'm going to make the balance of the sweater in the grape color. So I've already done all the color work, and I've arranged the stripes with 2 rows each there, 1 row each there, and that kind of broke it up a little bit. I kind of like the way it looks. It's going to be beautiful. The sleeves will be a full purple. There won't be any color on the sleeves, I don't think. I thought about maybe putting these 3 lines of color on near the cuff, and I might still do that. I'm not sure how I'm going to make it yet, but I have until February 25th to finish it, so I'm sure I'll be done by then. I may be done just in a couple of weeks here, but I do love this. Now let me get it up here where you can see it. This is kind of, it has quite a halo on it right there. See that halo? It's beautiful. I love the way it looks, and what I'm doing is just holding 1 strand of the mohair with 1 strand of this, and they stay together very well. As I was very surprised. They didn't split up. I didn't have to go chasing after the mohair at all. It stayed right there with the wool. So I was real excited about how they worked out. I've never done that before, but I do love the colors that are matched up. Isn't that gorgeous? I really enjoyed working with this. And this is what it looks like in the sweater. So very, very pretty. The color work is very simple here. This is not a knitted sweater. It's not all kinds of different colors mixed in together. You just change your color at the end of the round, and it makes it very easy, but it makes quite a statement there. Let me get my camera. I'm still not used to this camera after all these weeks. I think left is right and right is left, so I have to remember that. But anyway, there's my new Hobie challenge, no shades of gray, winter striped sweater, and it's in the works now. It'll be done very soon, and I'll show you the progress on this every single week when we meet for On the Hook Crochet. Now, as you know, if you've been watching my show, you know that I started a Hobie challenge project on my own because I didn't realize that they were going to graciously send me the wool to make that beautiful sweater. So I'm making that first, and I had already started this one, and this is the No Shades of Gray challenge number 1. And I made this from wool that really wasn't on the list, and so I thought, well, you know, I'm just going to make one of these sweaters, and this will be for probably early spring because it's wool, but the colors are very, very light. Now, this purple is not as dark as the purple for my actual challenge color. I didn't pick the lighter purple. I don't even know if there was one, but I did like picking these colors out. These are absolutely gorgeous for spring. Now, this is more of a spring sweater, and these are the colors that I selected for this particular sweater, and they're quite gorgeous. They're quite gorgeous, but I'm going to put this on hold. This is in my timeout project bag, and I'll be finishing that later after I finish the No Shades of Gray actual Hobie challenge. So I wanted you to know that if you like the yarn that I'm using for my Hobie challenge, the links are down in the description box. You can go down there and check it out. In my Hobie package that I received with the yarn that Hobie sent me were 2 sets of stitch markers. Aren't these cute? I'm going to get these up there where you can see them. There's some sheep in the front. See, that's the front view of a sheep, I believe, and then the back view of a cat. I just thought those were so cute. And I will be using these on my Hobie challenge. I just realized I had those. I had them on my desk here. I wanted to show those to you so you could see those. Now, for a very quick look at my diamond painting progress that I've made this week. Let's take a quick look at my diamond painting called The Angel Playing a Flageolet. And this is by Edward Burns Jones, and I just think this is beautiful. I've enjoyed working on it, and I'm going to show you the progress I've made since last week. And last week I was over here, and I've done these squares right in here. These are the wings, and so beautiful. Look at all that confetti in there, though. It took me a long time to get those done. And now moving over here, I'm working on the face and the hair. This is kind of a peachy color hair. I'm not sure about that, but it looks pretty. It's going to be beautiful when I finish it. And then the face, I have pretty much finished the face of the angel. Of course, the flageolet is done. I'm now working over here on the crown, I guess. I don't know what that is, a headpiece. And then I have some areas here to finish. Then I'll move over here, and I have probably 1, 2, maybe 3 sections here to finish. And that'll be like the border around the edge. And then I'll move up here to the top section and finish this off. I'm looking at probably 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm not really sure. But let me step back and show you what I've done so far. I'm just so excited. I've done everything below this point as well. Right here, this is all rolled up. So I've done the whole angel, and I'll place a picture of it here so you can see the whole thing. But I'm now almost finished. I'm working along the top. So excited to finish this up. I'll make sure I show you everything that I'm doing on this, and next week we'll have another update. I also want to show you the light pad that I'm using. I have this canvas right here attached to the light pad up here with some very strong clips. And there's my water bottle over there from last night. I haven't moved it. So this is the on-off switch right here. And when you hit that, you have to use the bottom of your finger. It turns on the light, and you can see so much better. Look at that. You can see all the little symbols in here so much easier. And this is full of confetti. If you'll notice, there's hardly any color blocking in there. Seems like every square is a different color, or maybe 2 or 3 squares at a time, like right there. But otherwise, there are squares next to each other that aren't the same. And so that's what I've been dealing with over here. There's a lot of confetti over here. See, look at almost all of these squares are different colors in here, up here as well. So I just wanted to show you that light pad and the difference that it makes. Look at this. See, this is what I'm usually looking at. But when I turn the light pad on, I can see much better from the back. I just wanted to show y'all that. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I've made quite a bit of progress this week. I'm really excited about my painting almost being done. It's very, very close. So each week I'm going to show you my progress. And you can see about how fast I work on that. I work on it each night for between 1 and 2 hours. And whatever time that I have that's available, I work on my diamond painting. So really enjoy using that as a secondary craft. It rests my hands, and crochet can sometimes put stress on your hands if you're doing a lot of it. And I do a lot of crochet during the day. If I'm answering email or watching other YouTube influencers, I will crochet the whole time. And then when I'm in there watching TV with Mr. on the Hook, I will also bring my crochet in there. I don't really ever sit and just watch anything. I'm always busy doing some crochet. And some people have said, how do you get all of your projects done? And that is how I do it. I'm always busy. If I'm in the car and I'm riding, then riding along in the passenger seat, I will bring crochet to crochet. Even if it's for 15 minutes, I can do a couple of rounds on my Hobie challenge, and that way I can get it done. So I've broken for the sleeves, and just a quick update. Underneath here, I have marked, and I used the Winter Stripes pattern. I wanted to show this to you very quickly. This is my Winter Stripes pattern, and this is what I'm making with my Hobie yarn. And I didn't even have the sleeves done here when I took the photo. I was so excited about getting this done, and I did write a long pattern. This is probably, this is 11 pages, and it also includes a cowl that is striped in the same manner as this one over here. So if you want to wear this sweater and it's really cold, you can put the cowl on, and then when you warm up, you can take the cowl off. So it doesn't have a collar built in to it. It has a cowl that matches it. So I have actually used that before. I've really enjoyed wearing this sweater. I've made it several times. One or two times I've made it without stripes, and just making sure that the pattern is perfect. And it actually is. When I wrote this pattern, I was much larger than I am now, and I've changed the measurements on the original pattern that I had filled in when I first made the pattern. I've changed those to the ones I have now, and they're a little bit different. And so when I did this Hobie challenge, I actually went right by my pattern. I wanted to be sure that it was working for me and be working for you as well. So what I did was I marked off all the rows that I did all the way down here to the bottom, and I wrote the number of rounds that it took me to do the whole sweater all the way down to the underarm. So I did write that down, and I took measurements as well to be sure the next time when I do my second Hobie challenge, then I'll know what I need to do there. But I have a bust line measurement. You divide it by 2, and you do some other things, and you mark your yoke, and then when you break for the sleeves, it fits you really nice under here, under the bust, around the bust line and under the arms. You're not straining, it's not pulling, and I just wanted to be sure that I had those measurements correct, and they are. I actually did that, and then I tried on the top, and here's a picture of it, here or here, of the top when I tried it on the other day, and I was just so excited because it fit the first time. And it will fit the first time for you if you use these directions and you just take your measurements like I ask you to do, and you divide them by 2 if you need a calculator, whatever. If you need to add things up, you can do that, and all you need are some stitch markers and a measuring tape, and you can take that yoke and fit it to your body, and then start the body crocheting around under the sleeves, and then we'll put the sleeves on later. Those are the last things that you do, and they're really very, very easy. I'll probably go right by this pattern and make sure that it's beautiful and wonderful, and that it will fit you and look great on you the first time. So because you're using measurements, you're not using sizes. You don't have to worry about, well, should I drop down a size or go up a size? You just take your measurements, and your sweater will fit you perfectly. So I spent a lot of time on this pattern because I wanted to get it right. I wanted to be sure that it would fit everyone. So it is not sized. It is only sized to you with your measurements. So this is what it is, the Winter Stripes sweater, and you can find that on my Etsy shop anytime you want. Okay, let's talk about what I have on today. I have on my NWVest vest, and some of you have found this pattern and have bought it, and I had forgotten about it. It was 2021, and it was buried back in there where I have all my prototypes back there, and I thought, you know what, it's very mild today here where I live, and I thought, well, I'll just wear that NWVest vest, and I really like it. And because I did something different with this particular vest, and I'll stand up and show this to you. This is, of course, you can, instead of using a big button, which some people don't like, you could use a scarf pin right here if you want to, or sew on a smaller button and use a smaller button loop. And this is the button loop that I put on this one, the crocheted right there. Let me get it up here where I can actually see it. There you go. That's what it looks like. It's just a button loop. After you finish the front, then you add the button loop. You don't have to incorporate it into your front piece. So this is what it looks like when you wear it with the button. Really like it. I have a lot of ease in this. Remember, I made it a couple of years ago, so I was much larger then. So let me back up and let me show this to you. This is what it looks like in the full view, and I like the length that I use for this. Is mid-hip right there. It's right at the mid-hip, and I can wear it with jeans. I can wear it with a skirt to church. I can wear it out to dinner. I can wear it anywhere I want, and if it was in black even, it would be so much dressier. But I did like this particular yarn. Let me show you this before I sit back down, but this is crochet. Let me flip this up. These are crocheted straight up, right here, straight up. And they're crocheted from the sides. Now, the back is crocheted from the bottom. And if you look, the ribs are going this way. And you crochet the back all the way around to the front. The back is crocheted to, let me show you right here, where my thumb is. Right there. See, the back comes all the way around. So I called it the NWVest vest because these are running north and south, and those ribs are running east and west. I just thought that was funny. But anyway, that is the NWVest vest. And here's the pattern. This is what it looks like on my website. I'm wearing it with a black turtleneck. It looks really pretty with that. And also here are a couple of close-ups that you can look at. But I wanted to show you this because this is made with Basic Stitch by Lion Brand. Not sponsored at all by any stretch, but I do love Lion Brand yarn, and I'm using Basic Stitch for this in Gold Heather. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. Really love it. Let me get up here where you can see it. It is a beautiful color of yarn. Look at that. It is actually very gorgeous. And I thought I would remake this NWVest vest. Love it. I love the feel of it. It's real easy. I also have very large armholes in this so that it's not binding, it's not restrictive, and I like that about it. It's very easy to combine this with a turtleneck or even a t-shirt. If you made this out of some other yarn, you could certainly do that. But this is Lion Brand Basic Stitch, and it's so soft and squishy. I really love it. I don't have any more of it. I think I gave away all my Basic Stitch in a giveaway. I'm trying to crochet down my stash, and if you know what that means that I'm trying to use out of my stash so that I'm not buying a lot of yarn all the time. Now, as you know, Knit Crate is not anymore, and I was receiving monthly shipments of luxury yarn from Knit Crate. Loved it. I've still got a lot of it over there, and I'm going to be working with that. I'm going to be using that so that I can show you how beautiful a luxury yarn is. But I don't always use luxury yarn. I use big box yarn, which is like Lion Brand. You can find this at Joann's. You can order it online. It's very easy to find. I think they're probably 10 colors or something. There's a color for everyone on there. This is especially beautiful because it's such a rich color. It's so gorgeous. I really like it. Basic Stitch. Again, I made this with, I believe it was a K hook, and it just went really, really fast. It might be a J hook. I don't know. I'll have to look. Well, I'm making a new one. Let me show you what I'm making. I went to my stash and I found some Mary Maxim and Mary Maxim Aran Irish Tweed. And this is what I found in my stash. I had 4 skeins of this, and I only need a couple of skeins, I think, for this. But it's a size 4, 100% acrylic. But it's actually it's acrylic and viscose because it has these little nips in there. See those little things in there? It gives it some interest. And it's a cream, kind of a cream color. They call it Irish Tweed. Very pretty. And the colorway is, it's just called Aran Tweed. That's the colorway, Aran Tweed. You can find it on Mary Maxim. It's on there on their website. You can find that. And I'll put a link down in the description box for all the yarns that I talk about today. This is how much I've gotten done. I've started on the back, and as you know, I'll be making the back this way, you know, east and west. So this is the back of the new NWVest vest, and I'll show this to you. This is done with ribs. I really like the ribs. They stand out very nicely. See how pretty that is? Gives the yarn some interest, but not too much. You don't have to use special stitches for that. But I do love the little bits of tweed in here. I think that's so beautiful. So beautiful. So I am about maybe a third of the way up the back already, and I started this yesterday. So it goes really, really fast. Let me see what, I'm using a J hook. Sorry, I'm using a J hook, which is a 6.0 millimeter hook. And I know that because I have a stitch marker on there that says J. That's the only way I know these. I'm trying to mark every single thing that I'm working on, so I'm not wondering, was that a K hook? Was that a J? Was it this hook? Probably not, but anyway, I wanted to show you this. This is what I'm making right now. So this is the NWVest vest, and this is going to go all the way back. Imagine this around my backside coming up to the front. So it's just about right. And of course, when you go to make the sides, the fronts of the sweater, you can adjust that just a little bit. If you've made this too large or too small, you can adjust the fronts and make them a little bit wider so you can give you a little bit more room, or make them narrower to take up some of the extra if you've made this too wide. So there are a lot of ways to adjust this even while you're making it. So I plan to wear this with a black skirt, probably to church, and a black turtleneck, maybe black boots or black shoes, and let this cream stand out. And I just love this color. I just love that. It's so pretty. So I'm making this, and I could also make this in a DK, and I have some DK over there that I might whip one up for spring so that I could just wear a t-shirt under it and wear it over that, so it would keep me warm, but it wouldn't be like a heavy sweater. So anyway, that's my newest start. I think I showed this last week. This is my newest work in progress. Really love this. I love all my works in progress. And if I don't love them, they get put into timeout, or they're on the on the back of the hook. They're not on the front of the hook. So I can put them away if I need to. And, sometimes I'll grab those and bring them out and finish them up. So this is the multicolor cardie, and it's made a different way. It has every fifth row is a lace row. So if you'll look at that, every fifth row is a lace row. See? So this is what I'm doing right now. This is wonderful, wonderful yarn as well, and this yarn is Knit Picks yarn. It's City Tweed, and it's a DK weight yarn, and the colorway is right there, Coastal. 123 yards on the little cake, and this is not a cake really, this is a donut. I think people call this a donut because it has a hole in the middle. But it is a lovely way to buy your yarn, because you don't have to buy too much. These are 50-gram balls, and they're not really too much yarn. This is a DK weight yarn, and I've always loved City Tweed. I've made quite a few things out of it. This is 55 merino wool, 25 superfine alpaca, and 20% Donegal tweed. So again, that's what it looks like right there. So it's kind of shiny too, which I really like. There's hardly any halo on there, even though it has some alpaca in it. But it has a lot of the little nips. Those are the little colors that are just here and there. Gives the yarn a very interesting look. Now, let me show you this again. This is beautiful crocheted up. Look at that. Really love it. I did know I was making this with a J hook, because here's another stitch marker with the letter J on it. Well, let me turn it around here where you can see it. Well, it's upside down. That's a J. So I don't get mixed up. And I can keep my crochet hooks in the little can here on my desk, and I don't have to keep them in the project bags, because they disappear when you put them in a project bag. In my house, I don't know about your house, but they do disappear. So again, that's my City Tweed multicolor cardie with lace. And the only thing different about this is that there's lace every fourth row. Is made with extended half double crochet, and if you're not familiar with that, it is a half double crochet, but instead of finishing by pulling through 3, you pull through 1 and then through 3, and that makes the stitches a little bit fatter. Here, I'll show you this with light shining through it. You can see a little bit through it, but it's not like not too many holes in there. There are a few holes in here, but I'm actually using lace in here, so it's not an issue actually. The lace is done with an extended half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and that's how you do that all the way across. And then you try to end the row with a couple of half double crochets or extended half double crochet to give it something a little more sturdy at the end of the row. See what I've done there? I have 2. Let me get this up here where you can see it. It's in the way. I have 2 extended double crochet at the end of that row. See right there? At the end of the lace row. So that, that way it gives the row a little bit more substance at the edge. And then when I put the edging on it, that will be at the front of the sweater actually. So when I put the edging on there, I'll have something to connect with my when I go around and either do ribbing or maybe just single crochet rows. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this, but I'm using the multicolor cardie pattern to make this. So just a little update on that project. Now let's get to the giveaways. Let me show you what we're giving away today. First of all, as usual, we're giving away Crochet World again and again and again. I have these coming in. I don't know why I have so many. I guess I've just ordered them. But Crochet World, and this is the one with Pam Barton's pattern in here for her beautiful shawl. And let me show that to you because I just think that's beautiful. It's on page 62. And this is what it looks like. They even have a full page with a model modeling it. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the Crochet World, and if you don't win this today, be sure to go out and buy the magazine because that supports Pam and it also supports Crochet World. We want to keep them going because I love crochet magazines. I really, really love them. So that was the first gift that we're giving away today, and the keyword was world. This is Glacier Bay. Let me get it up there where you can see it. This is Glacier Bay, Lion Brand, Heartland yarn, and it's a size 4, 251 yards on the skein. These are substantial. There's a lot of yarn on there, and I'm giving away 3 of those today. And then I'm also giving away a skein of the Joshua Tree, which I had left over from a project, and I thought, well, you know what, I'll just give that away. I don't need that. So you can try it. You can make a hat out of it or a cowl. It's pretty. It's very, very pretty, and it also has 251 yards on the skein. All of this Heartland yarn is 100% acrylic. Just wanted you to know that. So I have that, and then I also have a color of barley, Vanna's Choice. This is 92 acrylic, 8% rayon, and that usually makes a yarn soft, but I don't find that this is any softer than this. This is very, very soft. So they are all very similar in size, though, and weight. Again, this is made by Lion Brand as well. It's a Vanna's Choice. 1 skein. And let's see how many yards are on here because I don't think they're quite as many. It doesn't feel as substantial. And it is 145 yards. Yeah, there's 100 less yards on this. I like it, though. I made something from it, and I don't remember what it was. But this is barley, 1 skein, and all the Heartlands will go together with that. And that'll be our second gift. And I think that the keyword was tweed, and I didn't say it on the video, but I did write it across the video. So if you were watching, you would have seen that. All right, the third gift is mandala watercolors. I have 2 cakes of this on, this is called Wild Pansy. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I don't know why I had this in my stash. No idea. Oh, I know what it was. This, I believe, was given to me by Peg Chandler. Peg, thank you so very much. She sent me a box of beautiful yarns, and I know I probably won't get to use this anytime soon, so I'm going to give it to a lucky winner today. So I have 2 of these, plenty to do something with. This is 164 yards on the ball. It's a size 5 bulky. Beautiful watercolor yarn it's a mandala line, and it's from, of course, Lion Brand. All the yarn I'm giving away today is Lion Brand. Okay, but anyway, there are 2 of those, and those will go to winner number 3. So there you go. I think the keyword was water on that. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins these today. Here we are at the computer, and I have inserted the internet site for my last video, which was last week, and it's on here, and also the word world, and that's the first gift we're giving away today is the Crochet World magazine. So let's find out how many people signed up for that. Wow, you liked it, 144. Okay, let's go over here. And all right, let's start this and we'll see who wins the Crochet World magazine with Pam Barton's pattern in it. Rhonda Hoskins. Rhonda, you've won the Crochet World magazine. All right, congratulations. Let's go back over here and go up here. And what we're going to do is type in the word tweed, and that was the word for the Heartland yarn. And I'm excited about that. I really love that Heartland yarn. So let's see what this is. We want to ask what that is. It's a 9. And now let's find out how many comments we had on that. And that would be 199. Very good. All right, let's go over here and find out who wins the Heartland Tweed yarn, or the Heartland yarn by Lion Brand. And that would be Deborah Mashburn. Deborah Mashburn, you have won the Heartland yarn from last week. So be sure to email me with your mailing address, both of y'all, and we're going to get one more winner here. And this winner would be the person that used the word water. And that was for the mandala yarn. So water was the word. And let's go down here, and we're going to type 7 in there and find out how many comments we had. and that would be $194. All right, so the mandala watercolors. I was trying to think of that word, watercolor yarn, and that would be Jean Horn. Jean, you have won the watercolor yarn from Mandala Lion brand. 2 cakes of it. Very nice, beautiful yarn. And Wild Pansy, I think, is the name of it. So, Jean, congratulations. Congratulations to everyone. Be sure to send me your mailing address to my email address, and we will get these in the mail to you right away. So congratulations again. I'm glad you won, and I tell you what, I have 2 winners from last week who have not contacted me. Now, I apologize if I've missed it. I've been very careful about looking at my spam folder on my Jeannie at onthehookcrochet.com. So please contact me. If you didn't watch my last video, you should watch it. There are 2 winners on there that have not contacted me as far as I know. So if you do find yourself a winner, please in the subject line write the word winner on there so that I will know what you won. And maybe even in the body of the email, write what you won. So I make sure, I always double check and triple check to see that I'm sending out the right gifts to the right people. So all the information you can give me is great, and be sure to, of course, put your mailing address on there. So thank you so much for participating, and I have some things I want to give away next week. So let's talk about that. First of all, I have a very large cake of scapias. And that's where I went to the internet and they said that's how you pronounce it, scapias. I don't know, scapias. That is scapias Whirl, and it's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. It's 60-40, let's see, it's 60 cotton, 40 acrylic. Beautiful yarn. This looks like a fingering weight or maybe even a lace weight, but plenty to make a shawl out of. That is so gorgeous too. That I think that people rave about scapias. They rave about scapias being such a nice yarn, and I have used it for a few things, and it was a very high quality yarn. So this is again a gift from Peg Chandler. Peg, thank you so much for sharing your yarn with us, and I'm sharing it with my subscribers as well. I'm using some of it, but I'm sharing the yarn that I will not get to. So this is one of the cakes of yarn that I will not be getting to. Now, there are 1,000 meters on this cake of yarn. That is a lot of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. It'll go a long way. It's Scapia's Whirl. Scapia's Whirl. And the color is Blueberry Bam Bam. So for the keyword for this is blue, B-L-U-E, because it's a beautiful blue yarn. Look at that. Just gorgeous. So that will be going to winner number 1 next week. So be sure to use that word in your comment if you're interested in that yarn. If you'll never use it, don't put in your name. Wait for something that you will really use. Another gift from Peg was several of these skeins of Eversoft Multi, and this is 207 yards on the ball, of course, 100% acrylic. And it's called Kaleidoscope, and I can see why. It's a size 4 yarn, and there are quite a few yards on there. It's just a very slick, very pretty, almost a shiny yarn in all different colors. So that is Eversoft by Premier, a very, very nice yarn. And I have 2 sets of this to give away. I have 5 skeins to give to one person. That's about 1,000 yards or more. Actually more than that, enough to do pretty much anything. And then I have 6 skeins to give to someone. So I have a 5 skein gift and a 6 skein gift. So if you're interested in either one or both, use the words 5 and use the word 6 for these. If you only want the 6, just use the word 6 in your comment and you'll be in the running for that. So I have 1 cake of Scapia's Whirl, and I also have 2 sets of Eversoft by Premier, a multicolor, kaleidoscope color, very beautiful. 2 sets of that to give away next week. So be sure you use those words in your comment, 5, 6, and blue. And you'll be in the running for that giveaway next week. So before you click away, be sure you click the like button because it helps me so much. Be sure to click the like button. And some people have said they were unsubscribed, and I found out why that is. If you're subscribed to a channel and you don't watch it all that much, or you've been on vacation, you haven't watched it in 2 or 3 videos, they will actually unsubscribe you from that channel. It happens. So, or they might take the notification bell off so that you don't get notifications. You might still be subscribed, but you won't get notifications when a new video comes out. So be sure to check your subscription box and make sure that it's clicked and that the bell is clicked as well, and you won't miss my videos. Now, coming up next will be, not in this video, but another video. I'm going to do an unboxing on my Annie's Afghan, the Moroccan tiles, holiday spice, beautiful, beautiful Afghan, and I will be showing my finished product for the second kit. So I've received 2 kits, and I showed you last month what it looked like. It was a big square for the middle of the Afghan, and now I've added on another probably 5 or 6 inches onto the ends of each of that, done in triangles. It was very interesting. It was very interesting to do, and I did use the video. If those videos weren't there, I might get discouraged. So I really love the videos. They help so, so much. And you don't have to use them for the whole thing, but you know, honestly, for that whole triangle, I used the video. I think the 4th one, I was kind of on my way, and I just used the written pattern, because you can use the written pattern. But I was not in a hurry, but I just didn't want to spend days and days trying to figure out what they were talking about in the written pattern. So I watched the video and went, oh, okay, I see it now. And that's what the video is for. It's quite wonderful. If you're a beginner, you can do this. If you watch those videos, you can do it. If you're an advanced beginner, you can watch the video. I'm actually an intermediate crocheter, maybe an advanced. I don't know what I am. But I do know that I use the videos, and they were very, very helpful. So that video is coming out probably the end of this week, first of next week. And I'll take care of that and get that going. And so I'm working on my Hobie challenge, and I'm really excited about that, the No Shades of Gray. So I will show you my progress on that next week. Before you leave, be sure to click the like button. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week and weekend coming up, and that I will see you back here next week, and join me then to find out what's on the hook.